Are your audio levels all over the place? This simple software will fix that right up for you. You're listening to Practical Podcast Tips. My name's Eric Beals, and today I'm going to cover tip number 13, the easiest way to balance your audio. I've found one of the coolest softwares for balancing your audio, and it is stupidly easy to use. I'm shocked that this software is not more popular. Most people I talk to have never heard of it. So I wanted to make an episode talking about this software. But before I get into what it is, I want to kind of talk about some of the typical ways that people would balance audio. Balancing audio can be quite a challenge sometimes. You're either manually keyframing throughout your project. If you don't know what keyframing is, then you're not doing it. And you probably don't want to. It's very tedious. Or you're trying to figure out how to use your compressor to try to even things out. But if you don't know what you're doing with that, that can really ruin your audio, make it sound pretty flat and bad. A lot of you, maybe you just live with it. You just live with your unbalanced audio and just move on and try to do better next time. One thing too, though, I'm sorry to say, unfortunately, though, Windows users, this is a Mac only application. I haven't been able to find a Windows version for this application, unfortunately. I think there might have used to been one. This application's actually been around for quite a long time. It's not a new application. I remember using this way back in 2010 actually. Or even 2009, I think. So the software that I found is called Levelator. And that's like level and ator. It's spelled Levelator. This software is so cool. And I honestly can't believe, I really just can't believe that it exists and so few people know about it. This should be in every single podcaster's toolkit. If you have a Mac and you don't have this installed, you need to go into the link on this episode in the show notes, go to the link and download it right now. It's so awesome for several reasons. So the first thing is that it's drag and drop. There's no settings. It's super easy to use, which could be dangerous, right? If you don't have control over it, which there's literally no settings. It's literally a window. You drag your audio file onto it, and then it balances out. It spits a file out for you that's a lot more balanced. This is actually really useful if you have a baked-in version of two speakers talking. So let's say you're interviewing somebody and that other person is speaking into the same microphone, so you shared like a microphone. This will actually help you balance out those two because maybe somebody is talking a little bit closer to the microphone, and it works wonders. What's interesting about this software, I remember using this way back in 2000. Let's see, I was doing editing a lot of church sermons for my old church back in like 2007. I think I was 17 or 18. And I was getting frustrated because I was having to balance audio out. And so I just looked something up and I found Levelator way back then. I think then they had it for Windows and Mac. And I remember using it and I was like, this saved me so much time. I remember I would spend hours kind of trying to balance out audio back then. And this basically does all of it in like a couple seconds. So this will quite literally save you hours of time if you're spending a lot of time balancing audio. And one of the best things is this software is 100% free. And that's the biggest shock to me as well, is that it's completely free. There's paid softwares that honestly don't do nearly as good of a job. Like, for example, I actually have iZotope, which is a really expensive audio processing software. We have iZotope RX9 is the software. iZotope is the company. And RX9 is incredible. There's the things that you can do, the way that you can repair audio on it is fantastic. And they have something called Leveler in there. So there's Levelator, and then there's for this software, and then there's Leveler, which is inside RX9. I've been able to get Leveler to be pretty much on par with Levelator, but not without some finessing. I remember out of the box, Leveler was not as good as Levelator, and Levelator is completely free. Leveler, you got to spend like $800 or so to have that system. Now, I didn't get RX9 for that one piece in particular, and I've been able to make it work. It has other tools that are incredible. RX9 is fantastic, but for balancing your audio and just getting it even so you're not startling your listeners, Levelator is so cool. You might have heard of like compressors and limiters and normalizers and things like that. Basically, what Levelator is it's like a combination of all three of those things. And I don't know specifically on how it utilizes all of those, but all I know is that it works really, really well. I've always had fantastic results out of it. And because it's free, there's really no reason to not have it on your computer. So if you want a super easy way to balance out your audio for free and no hassle or anything, and you have a Mac, download Levelator. Link is in the description. I'll see you in the next episode. Hey, thanks for listening. If you liked this episode, feel free to leave us a review. I'd love to hear how it helped. Also, if you know somebody else that could benefit from it, go ahead and share it with them. Thanks again, and see you in the next episode.